Good morning. Welcome to Council Tree Library. I'm Mayor Doug Hutchinson. This library has been a wonderful addition to the Fort Collins community. It has benefited the thousands of residents who live in the southeast side of town and those who frequent Front Range Village. Today, we have an opportunity to celebrate a truly impressive milestone. The U.S. Green Building Council has awarded this facility LEED Platinum certification. Worth applause. LEED is a commonly recognized designation in the building industry, but if you may not be familiar with it, I think I have it memorized, it's leadership in energy and environmental design. And platinum is the highest possible designation. Now, if that isn't impressive enough, the Council Tree Library is the first commercial interior library in the United States to receive platinum status, the first in the nation. And to rub it in a little bit more, it is the second library in the United States to receive platinum in any category. That's pretty impressive. And that's exactly the kind of leadership and innovation that the Fort Collins community has come to expect and to provide. We live in a community that is creative, intelligent, forward-thinking. I've always been proud. We have 4 times the national average in terms of patents per 10,000 residents in Fort Collins, Colorado. 4 times. So the people that live here have some great values. They value the environment, and they really value their libraries, which they proved in 2006 when voters approved the creation of the Poudre River Public Library District. Since then, the district has been a partner with the city and Larimer County in providing Fort Collins with excellent libraries. And that means not just books, but activities and programs, learning opportunities, and facilities that nurture those opportunities while conserving our natural resources. I'm very proud of the partnership that exists today between the library district and the city. We're working together to provide the best possible library services for this community in ways that respect library users and the taxpayer. Creating a building that has been carefully designed and constructed to most efficiently use natural and financial resources is an important part of that service. And I'm proud to have been part of that process. And this is a great day for Fort Collins and certainly a great day for the library. I'm also delighted to introduce the next speaker, our awesome city manager, a great executive and leader and manager, and I wouldn't want to be doing this job without Darren Atterbury, who's our city manager. Darren?
Well, I have to say, I'm like naturally inclined to be very quiet in this building. So to have a microphone and to speak loud in a library is like not in my nature. So we can all just be very quiet. If you don't have one of these, everyone, you need to get one of these. I know our mayor has a purple one of these. So all the library, did you hear Mary? Doug? We need to upgrade our library cards. Yeah, that's right. You know, I'm only going to say a couple things and then also recognize a few folks. But as the mayor said, you know, this is about collaboration and partnership, and what a joy it is to be in this community in this position and to be able to talk about great partnerships and just the people that we get to work with. I love that Fort Collins is all about just continuous improvement, and it's not going from here to here. It's going from here to here, and we just have great partners. I want to just take a minute and talk about the city's commitment to sustainability, and we'll hear from the library district in just a few minutes. But our commitment is solid, and it's not a flash in the pan kind of thing. The council back a few years ago made a very proactive, took a very proactive position in saying that this community's public buildings, as it relates to city public buildings, are going to be at least gold certified in terms of LEED certification, and you'll hear from Kelly in just a minute. And I think that a few years ago was a very bold statement, and in fact we were one of the few and the first in the country to do that. And that we're talking about platinum today is just reinforces that commitment. And I love the fact that it wasn't difficult doing that with working with the library staff and the board in the past, getting to that level. So you guys are great. And we appreciate that very much. You may not know, we have a couple buildings that city facilities that are LEED certified. Other city buildings, we have our vehicle storage facility back in 2005 was LEED certified. We have the CSU Transit Center, which achieved LEED Gold certification. That was in 2006. In 2008, Marty and his team and Operations Services folks built the Northside Aslan Center. That achieved a LEED Gold certification, and that site had some real challenges with it as well, beyond LEED certification kinds of things. So the leadership that your city council and the mayor have shown over the years, again, we're only going to go from here to here. We're going to continue to get better. It's you all know about the triple bottom line, sustainability. We're looking out for environmental, social, and financial aspects of these facilities and how we do business. And you know, financial's getting a lot of attention, but social and environmental are just as critical, and they're not at the expense of each other. So what I want to do is thank a few folks who we think deserve recognition. There are a lot more people that need to be identified, but I'm going to just mention a few folks. I really have great partners with the mayor, partnerships with the mayor and the city council, and their leadership at the highest level in the city is inspiring to me in this area. And I just want to acknowledge Mayor Hutchinson and the Fort Collins City Council. Our library director, Holly, is here somewhere, and she's going to say some things, and I think appreciate that she's a new community partner here, and I think the board has done a great job selecting the executive director of this organization, and just appreciate it. The leadership of the library board, and could library board members just raise your hand who are here? Okay, well, you know what? Let's give them a hand for their leadership. We're in great hands in this community as it relates to libraries here. Marty Heffernan is here. I think everyone knows Marty. He's our Cultural Parks, Recreation, and Environment Director. Marty bled a lot in these negotiations and sweat a lot, and really appreciate the push-ups that you did on behalf of the city, Marty, and for the betterment of libraries. I know Ken's not here, but Tracy's here from City's Operations Services. I don't think Ken is here, if I haven't seen him, but Operations Services, Steve Seafield is back there. You know, we are, I always take advantage of these times. I'll tell you, we have an awesome city staff. I will tell you, these folks out in Operations Services and in Marty's shop, we are not convincing our colleagues that this is the right thing to do. They're pushing us as well. And so, Steve and Tracy, I appreciate your leadership and the fact that you are leading rather than having to be pushed. That's a big, big deal, and I just appreciate that about your department and Ken's leadership. Kelly Carmel is here from LEED. She's going to come up. Bayer Properties, I saw Melissa earlier. I didn't get a chance to talk to her. Is she here? Hi, Melissa. If any of you have worked with Bayer Properties, they're an awesome company, and Melissa is just a great representative. We appreciate you being on this side and the work that you're doing. You're a great partner. Randy DeMario is here from Heath Construction. Randy, appreciate your work very much. Allerlingle Massey Architects, I think I saw Dave's. Oh, there you are. Thank you very much for your work and your partnership with the city as well. Studiotrope Design Collective, are they here? Okay. And then I already mentioned Melissa. So let's give everyone a hand who's worked on this, and appreciate the long-term support that you're providing. So this partnership is obviously not one organization or not a district and a city. There are lots and lots of folks who've contributed and are going to guarantee that we continue a world-class library system. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Kelly Carmel, and Kelly is a LEED professional consultant. So Kelly.
Good morning, everyone. I'd like to start by thanking and congratulating the city and the library district, library staff, and the board on a wonderful new building, and it's been our pleasure to work with the team. I'd also like to mention a couple of other team members that were integral to our LEED efforts, because LEED consultants like to take the glory, but we fully know that Everybody really contributed. And that also includes Abramson Engineering, who provided the mechanical design, and ESC Engineering, who did the lighting and power engineering, and most definitely the architect and Heath Construction. Just wonderful job by everyone. I'd like to mention that we do have copies of a case study here in the library. It's also available on the library website and also on ours. And it's a 4-page case study that goes into a lot of the details that we won't be able to get into today, but I encourage you to take a look at it. Because what's very cool about this facility is, don't let the joyful, creative aspects of it fool you. This is a deeply green building, and there's some features that I would especially like to point out because they're not necessarily obvious to the naked eye. One of them is that we achieved a really significant energy savings in terms of lighting savings and efficient mechanical systems, 26% energy savings over code, for example. In terms of water, that was a very strong goal for this project, and we actually have a 55% savings over the national standard. That's tremendous. There should be significant savings there. We also took some pride in looking at ways we could do well with materials. For example, 85% of the wood products in this library are certified as sustainably harvested and manufactured through the Forest Stewardship Council program, which is phenomenal. We also have a high percentage of recycled content materials, and some of them are fun. Like, who knew you could get little chairs made out of 100% recycled steel and seat belts? And many of the countertops in this facility are 50% recycled content and on 50% bamboo, or 100% recycled plastic lockers. Even the ceiling tiles and the carpet we're standing on have at least 20% and many times 40 or 50% recycled content. So it adds up quite a bit, and we ended up getting some innovation credits for some of the high levels of recycled and regional materials that are in the facility. I'd like to congratulate Heath in particular on their construction waste management, because they were able to divert 92% of the construction waste from this facility from going to landfill and instead being recycled or reused in some fashion. That's 36 tons of material, and that's really remarkable. That's fantastic. And also the library was great to work with, because when it came to things like specifying appliances or computers and things of that kind, they worked with us to the point where 97% of all the equipment that you see is ENERGY STAR certified. And that's fantastic. That enabled us to get a lot of LEED credit and was really instrumental in getting platinum to happen. And Bayer Properties was mentioned, and I think that's very appropriate because this is also the only library in the country that's sitting inside a LEED Silver certified shell. So that's really fantastic, and it speaks to their commitment to turning over a shell that the library could then take the ball and run. I'd also like to mention that it's also possible to do really creative things with LEED. Sometimes people think it's just a point system, but this library shows you can go way beyond that, because you can use color and fantastic materials and shapes and the high recycled content we mentioned. But even working with artists, for example, the bike racks that are right outside this building are a LEED requirement, but they were also done by an artist, and they are absolutely fantastic. So I'd like to congratulate all of you on a beautiful job well done. And I encourage you to take a look at the case study, and if anyone has any questions, we'll be staying to answer any of them and conduct a tour if you like. And now it's my pleasure to introduce Holly Carroll, Executive Director.
Thank you, Kelly. I am so happy to be able to share this great occasion with everyone, especially since I wasn't here to see and to experience all your hard work and effort. But as a newcomer to this community, the Council Tree Library was certainly a factor in my moving to Fort Collins. I am just so proud of this building and all the effort. So as the new director of Poudre River Public Library, I was very impressed during my interview process and my visit to Fort Collins, my first visit. The vision of the library district and the city of Fort Collins, they designed a library that is really a third place for many of our residents. The high standard of environmental consciousness is truly a source of community pride, as we've heard all morning. Council Tree's focus on services to families and its real retail hours illustrate an awareness on a part of the staff and the board to allocate resources based on the demographics of the southeast quadrant of the city and to capitalize on the library's location in Front Range Village. The addition of the library to our district has helped to boost many of our youth statistics. Over 3 million items were circulated last year, checked out. That's a 30% increase over 2008. And furthermore, over 1 million visitors have walked through our doors. That's an impressive figure too. But more importantly, it has fulfilled a promise to the community to build a new library where growth has occurred and the need for services is great. Council Tree Library has received publicity and national attention in the library world too because of the LEED certification. The American Library Association has written about Council Tree in several of its publications, most recently in the 2010 Design Award issue. Innovative Interfaces, our library information system vendor, featured Council Tree in ads and exhibits at the most recent Public Library Association conference in Portland, Oregon. So I think that is about all I have to say since I'm the last one here on the podium. So we want to thank all of you and the partnerships that were involved with the construction of this inspiring place. And we promise to keep the vision and the excitement of the Council Tree Library alive in years to come. Curry will be on hand for short tours, and I invite you to have refreshments in our meeting room and share and discussion and talk about this special occasion. And the mayor wants to say one more thing.
I was just thinking when I was writing columns and never ever thinking about running for public office, I watched a city council that had a very tenacious lady on it named Marty Tharp, who probably deserves credit for really being tenacious was the right word, I think, and really persistent in pushing this. And I just wanted to say that we should acknowledge Marty Tharp's contribution. I'm not sure this would have happened at least as quickly as it did, if at all, if Marty hadn't really pushed that. So Marty Tharp deserves a lot of credit, and great woman.